All right. So before I get into this video, first of all, I saw uh, this video was going while I was going through YouTube, and I noticed that I have a similar video that I've covered, but about Beijing. So I just want us to just go through this video and see compare based on my experience here, and also I have some footages I'll show you from Beijing right later on to see the differences between these two cities, how safe it is for ladies to live in Beijing, right? So we have for New York, right, and Beijing. All right, let's get into it.
Tonight, I'm going undercover as a woman to answer the question: how safe is New York City for women? Personally, I've seen many TikToks of girls getting randomly punched in the streets of New York in broad daylight.
Multiple women in New York City.
I think that's crazy. Like randomly punched in on the street of New York. Come on, what's happening there? How can you just randomly punch someone? Like that is extremely unacceptable. And if it was to be in Beijing, you'd probably be in jail. It's like no ways to explain that. You just be in jail because here in Beijing, right? Let's say even when you are walking on the street randomly and you are being provoked, whoever throws the face first, or whoever like is the fault after it goes to police station and it is determined that the fault of that person, you get a fine. You need to pay some amount of money to the person that was hit, right? Or maybe the person that was injured. And if they ask the person, maybe they ask me how much, 50K, 50K, right? 50K RMB, or maybe I'll say like $10,000, you pay me, right? So no one wants to like throw punches like here. No one wants to engage in any like physical alterations or anything like that. So yeah.
Taking to social media claiming they've been randomly punched on the street.
And a man came up and punched me in the face. So I just got punched in the face.
Others getting catcalled, and so much more. So the objective of this video is to see what of this is true, how often does that happen, and overall, will it happen to me? Spoiler alert, it did happen. For example, this guy pinned me on the wall. So make sure to watch till the end because you don't wanna miss this. And obviously to understand what is scary in the city for women, we need to ask women who live here. Therefore, let me take you a couple of hours back. How safe do you rate New York overall for women out of 10?
6 out of 10. I think if you're smart about it, like a 7 out of 10. Yeah, I would say 7 out of 10 too. Pretty low. Like at night, I would rate it like a 3.
I'd rate it a 2.
Or like a...
I mean, a 2 at night is crazy. Look, I've done like I have interviews, right? I have done interviews asking people, and I remember one girl, right? I'll show you the video, right? She said like it's so safe, she can go out at every time. From a girl's perspective, from a guy's perspective, they also said that, right? And even the day I recorded a video, like I went out, I was like this video. The day I recorded that video, right? I met some girls on the street. Sorry, like I was speaking to them, and of course they didn't want to be interviewed because they are students, and they're like, yeah, if maybe the videos goes out and their parents. Yeah, so like I was saying, 2, 3 rating is extremely bad. It's extremely bad. Like I mean it, like no sugarcoating, right? I've recorded many videos, right? I have spoken to many people, not too many, but a handful of ladies, and they always say the same. Beijing is pretty safe. It's pretty safe. Like they can go out at any time. They don't have to care about whatever it is. And the day I was shooting like this video, I I came across ladies like just standing on the street, foreigners to be precise, And I was actually, talking with them. I wanted to record them, but they didn't want to record. They didn't want to be on the camera just because it's pretty late. So their parents would be like, in case, the video gets to see, of course, I'll post on YouTube. Their parents will be like, oh, so we thought you guys are, by now on campus living, but you guys are partying, right? It makes sense. And there were other people who also didn't want to show their face because it was that time of the night, but they confirmed behind cameras that look, the place is very safe, and yeah, they are happy to go out at this time, right? So, if they were to give a rating, probably they would do eight, right? Not two, not three, or not five. Yeah. So Beijing is pretty safe in that regard for ladies. Yeah. So let's go. Let's delve in and see what others.
On some occasions, it's a 2, especially at night walking alone, going home. Probably like a 6. I'll give it like a 7. 6.
He said walking at home at night. Look here, you have no idea. You definitely have no idea. You will see ladies walking in 3s and 2s alone. Sometimes they are just riding a bike at 3 a.m., 12, 1 a.m., or maybe they are just picking the cab and they are just standing by the roadside. Yeah. So, and I said no one will punch them. You probably have some people come talk to them. It happens everywhere. That one it even happens, yeah, but not like get punched or
6. 8.
Nothing
I would
crazy.
say like 7, 8.
Are there any places at any times of the day that you would avoid?
Central Park at night, yeah.
At parks, late at night.
Jackson Heights.
If you're a female, alone, subway, really early in the morning.
People will follow you home, and like there have been lots of violent things on the subway afterwards.
Subway at night.
I avoid going on the subways alone at night.
Is there like any
Yeah, subways at night. People go on the subway at night. 9, 10. People you see, and the thing is also here is a very populated place. You see people at 9, 10. 9, 10 is it's still early. It's still early. It's like 6 a.m. Oh no, sorry, it's like 6 p.m. for me. It's pretty early. So let's say, but the subways they close around 11ish, right? 11 p.m. right, or 12. Yeah, and they reopen around 5 a.m. So, but even at 5 a.m. you still see a lot of people on the subway. So here, there's no bad time to pick the subway, whether during the peak hours, that is from 5 p.m. to 7, right, 7:30, or the off peak hours around 10 p.m. and all that. It's still safe. You don't have to worry about that. The probability of someone harassing you on the subway is pretty low. It does happen. Of course, there are bad nuts everywhere. It does happen once in a while. That maybe a weird guy would approach a girl, right, and acts very badly. But the skill, right? So maybe 1 out of 100 times, right? That can happen. Whilst in New York, it's probably different. Yeah.
experience that you would like to share, that something really weird that happened and like stayed with you?
Some man did try to swing at me with a 2x4. But he was crazy. He was a crazy person, right? Like,
Okay.
and I ran away and I was fine. That was like my first week in New York, actually.
Oh shit.
I've been followed on multiple occasions going home, so it's definitely not ideal. But
All of us are just feel vulnerable walking alone
Yeah.
home at night. Like, it's always recommended to just be like on the phone with someone.
I've walked by people like shooting up on the street, which is always like a little scary, but they've never like come up to me or anything.
The ratings we got, I would say they're relatively good. I mean, we got many 6 and above, which is insane to be honest. I expected way lower ratings. But since we
You see, the fact that he expected lower rated is also crazy, because I think that governments in every jurisdiction, governments in every country, the local authorities in like every city, I think that it is their responsibility to make the city safe. People pay taxes, people spend money, like contribute to the society, like so the safety of each people, whether ladies or whether guys, should be like the top, like the topmost priorities. I think the US is a developed country, and as a developed country, food security and these are like the basic needs. These are shelter. these are like, you know, the basic needs. And yeah, it's quite bad, I would say, if I'm allowed to have this
We don't know the
situation
whereabouts in
happening.
New York. We're gonna have our buddy here, Matt, who is gonna guide us around the city. Most girls were always mentioning the metro. How safe do you think is that? By the way, this guy lives in New York, so I guess he
Like
knows
I've said, I've already spoken about
something
metro
more
here
than
is
me. We're that's what we are.
it's fine. So I will follow the video. You know, you can check on Vlad channel if you want to see more, and I'll just delve in to see other part.
I know I didn't do any of that.
Why not? They want to see how you take a And I know I'm not a freak, I'm nasty, no disrespect. But I put the out and I said, pow.
Ah, shit.
What? Sex? No.
Yeah. So there's something that I've noticed, that the reason why, I think I know the reason why, you know, some guys just approach asking someone randomly on the street sex is, first of all, is bad. But the reason why I think that some guys are, you know, just randomly coming up to him, yeah, is because she's working at, you know, at certain time alone, and you already know that there are people in prostitution, right, that will just walk on the street. So some guys will probably approach her thinking that she is a prostitute. Some of them. However, whether she is a prostitute or not a prostitute, some of the behaviors that some men showed over there is pretty bad. It's okay to go talk to her, but it's not okay to, you know, be touchy, touch the hand, touch, you know, any part of the body, or pin her to the wall. That is appalling if you do that.
Single soul was there, aside from this cutie patootie, but I assume that's because it was packed with police. The next location is
Jackson Heights.
and on our way to Jackson Heights we were. That place overall seemed much more shady than where we were before. I spent around 5 hours walking in that area, and besides some men just saying words like beautiful and sexy while passing next to me without even stopping, nothing else really happened, which really left me surprised. But I have a theory as to why that would be the case. While walking, I noticed many sex workers waiting for clients.
Right. So that's what I was saying earlier on, that if you're working at that time, right, at that time of the day, alone, and just there, like, basically walking in slow motion, it makes people, it gives off the vibe that, okay, you're a sex worker, or you are just looking for, you know, one night stand with someone, or like, you know, those kind of stuff. Yeah. So
I also noticed Dwayne Johnson with hair on a barbershop. Anyway, and I assume since there are so many girls doing that there, men are less likely to catcall, since if they want female attention, they can simply pay for it. Especially in a place like that, where that work is mostly done by minorities, I assume the prices are not even that high. Also, according to
It's like 2 a.m.
but I must say, look, this guy is good. Like, his video is pretty good.
Wait,
His
did you
voice, his mannerism is just similar to a lady, and you wouldn't. Yeah. So this is the weirdo. This is the guy that the whole internet is gonna blast him. I don't know if he has a job, because like, if you do things like this, you can even lose your job. You know. But only if you have your own business, you can still be cancelled. You know.
No. No. Can you go, please? Can you go? Yeah.
You'll be fine.
Thank you.
Does your icon?
Sorry?
Does your icon?
Yeah, it is. Okay. I kind of have to go now. That way.
So it happened like several minutes. The guy was just pinning him there for quite a while, until, you know, she broke free and she just pushed the guy away, and that was it. That was pretty bad. Oh. And yeah. So you can see that the whole like their part was really long, and
rejection. Literally, he was standing there for a whole minute.
I don't know.
Also, I'll take
This guy, there's probably something wrong with
this
him.
time to explain why I was acting the way I was during this interaction. Firstly, as I said earlier in the video, I had to get out by being a girl, meaning no male voice allowed. Secondly, I was acting scared and giving him clear signs that I don't want to be there, to see if that will encourage him or make him stop. Also, I'm surprised how nobody of the people who were passing by checked up on me in any way.
Okay, so I just want you to know, here in Beijing, I don't know if a lady, if you pin a lady to the wall that way, someone is not gonna. If it's a Chinese lady, someone will definitely walk up to you. Maybe a Chinese guy, or they're like one of them will walk up to you. However, if something bad is happening to you, the tendency that someone will help you out is pretty low. People will walk by. If you fall down, like you are sick and you fall down in the subway, people will just walk by you, right? It is what it is over here. That is what it is. So that's the plain truth. The same way, the tendency for this kind of some this kind of stuff to happen to you in Beijing is very low. They also have their things that they do over here, things that can happen to you depending on where you find yourself. If you find yourself, I have been sick before. Like I was sick. I was working, right. I had a terrible manager before. I was working. I was tired. I was sick. I didn't take my medication. I still went to work, and I was still working pretty hard. I didn't even have the time to go for lunch. I had taken medication, and I was in the subway because I was tired. I was sitting. I was standing. There was no seat. Like the peak hours, there are no seats, and I felt like I passed out, and no single person, right, held me up or anything like that. I passed out for like few seconds, few seconds, and then I just stood up, and then I got up. Luckily, I was just one stop away from my next stop that I'll get down. That's where I fell, and I just passed out, and I just got out from the subway and came home. So if something like that happened to you, here, probably no one is gonna help you out, right? But yeah, yeah. So that's what can happen over here, and I have experienced it. I've seen people experience it. Whether you're local, you're a foreigner, I've seen people experience that. So that's just about it.
Okay?
Oh yeah, everything's okay.
Good.
Alright.
Blow?
Huh?
Said it. God bless you. Be careful.
You too.
You want to blow?
I do what?
I said if you want to blow.
No.
Oh, all right.
What the fuck? And just a few steps later, this guy started giving me the ultimate wreath.
Yeah, so it's just the rest of the video is
Why bro, I'm the creator of muscle mummies, to say the least.
so the rest of the video is just the part that is showing is just maybe some weird guy who has fetish for muscle mummies, like he said, right? So that's the end. That is a very great video and a very good social experiment. Yeah. And I think this kind of videos needs to be, encouraged. This kind of videos needs to be done for people to see, like, where, how ladies feel, and how sometimes ladies get treated when they are alone. Sometimes they just wanna be alone because they just wanna go out and have fun, not approached by random guys everywhere that they go trying to pick up on them. Yeah, so that's the comparison between Beijing and New York. I hope you like the video. If you like the video, first like and subscribe to my channel. Also like Vlad's video, because without him I wouldn't have posted my video. I wouldn't have shared my video, because I just had it on my, I recorded it, I had it on my phone. I know that what's happening here and I wanted to share it, but at the same time I think his video, when I saw it, it was just posted about 12 days ago. When I saw it, I was like, damn, I have similar video. Let me just go ahead and post it. All right, maybe one day. I don't see myself dressing as a lady to do this. Maybe I'll have to let my, because I think me, if I do, even if I dress up like a lady, I'll still look like a guy. Like I'll be like, damn, which kind of guy looks so hot? Yeah, which kind of lady looks very masculine or looks more like, you know, with this my hair, how am I gonna hide my facial hair and all that? Yeah, unless I shave it. I don't plan on shaving. So I hope you enjoyed that video, and subscribe and like. Bye.